our meeting. We are about a minute from start time.
Okay.
Not hear anything. Aloha no, we can hear you in the background. Thank you. Velina mai kako, aloha pumehana. I'm calling to order the meeting of the OHA Committee on Beneficiary Advocacy and Empowerment. I understand that we have no excused absences. Nathan, may I please have a roll call for attendance?
Trustee Ahuna. Trustee Akina.
Aloha mai kako.
Trustee Alapa.
Present.
Trustee Galuterio.
Eo.
Board Chair Lindsay.
Aloha.
Trustee Souza.
Eo.
Board Vice Chair Trask.
Present.
Trustee Waihe'e.
Present.
Chair Akaka.
Eo.
8 trustees present. We have a quorum.
Mahalo, Nathan. Welcome to the meeting of the Committee on Beneficiary and Advocacy and Empowerment. As a reminder, please mute your device's microphone until you need to speak to eliminate any background noise, which may make it difficult to hear and affects the quality of this live stream. Trustees and our OHA Kapohana who are joining by video conference, please enable your camera if you're able to do so. And all other OHA staffers, please enable your camera when you need to address the board. And when you'd like to speak, please unmute your mic and address the chair to be recognized. Trustees and all in attendance are reminded to conduct themselves with decorum and must respect the speaker recognized by the chair during our meetings as set forth in Article 17 on order and decorum of the OHA BOT bylaws. Further, defamatory materials and statements are not to be presented before the BOT or its committees. Nalela, makia mahui ana, e aloha aku, e aloha mai, aloha kikahi kikahi. Mahalo. Pelano. Joining the trustees today is our Kapohana along with various support staff. I will now call upon our Kapohana to introduce the various support staff joining us today.
Aloha Kakahiaka, Chair Akaka, and trustees. Joining us for today's BAE meeting, we have Chief Financial Officer Ramona Hink, Interim Court Counsel Everett Ota, Interim Senior Legal Counsel Nichi Ozawa, Chief Advocate Kyopo Relitz, IT Systems Engineer and Administrator Daniel Santos, and IT Systems Engineer and Administrator Dave Kusuki. Mahalo.
Mahalo. We will now proceed on to Roman numeral number 2, new business under Section A. And I also want to give notice of the 72-hour rule pursuant to OHA BOT Operations Manual Section 49 that shall be waived for distribution of new committee materials. Nathan, are there any testifiers on this item?
Chair Akaka, there are no testifiers on this item.
Mahalo. I will now yield the floor to Kapohana at this time.
Mahalo, Chair. At this time, I'd like to ask Chief Advocate Kyopo Relitz to present to you and the board action item BAE number 24-02. Mahalo.
Aloha, mahalo Kapohana and Chair Akaka. To get us started today, we will be going over the action item. I think it would be helpful first to go over very quickly the where we are in the legislative session. I know we normally do this with Matrix 1, but I think it's important as we consider the action item to also understand where we are. So we are currently at the first lateral for concurrent resolutions that is happening today and tomorrow. And we're we're just shy of a month away from final decking, which is the end of conference committee and where everything has to be filed if it has any chance of making a floor vote at the end by signed die by the end of session. So I just want to give folks just a sense of where we are. We are in the final committees for both resolutions and for bills, and the conference committee is quick approaching. So I'll stop there and thank you, Mark, for showing the screen, but I will take any questions on the timing before I move into the action item.
Mahalo, members. Are there any questions or comments regarding this calendar? All right, seeing none, mahalo Kyoko.
Great. So for the action item, we have one action item with two motions. This is a continuation of our conversation over the last couple of BAE meetings. In this action item, we have two motions that we're asking the board to consider. Both are fairly similar, so I'll handle them together, but I'll add a little bit of context for each. Both are asking for the removal of OHA 3 and OHA 4 from the legislative package, or, from a practical standpoint, what we look at on a near weekly basis for the trustees is the matrices. So moving from matrix 1 to their respective matrices on either matrix 2 or matrix 3. So for OHA 3, we are asking for its removal. We've had some lengthy discussion and there was a request that went to the Board of Trustees to have another organization essentially take over as lead in lobbying. We feel strongly that organization has the interests of Native Hawaiians with intellectual and developmental disabilities at their heart and core, and that they can take it across the finish line. Our recommendation is that we remove it from the package, but be sure that it is included in Matrix 3 with the position of support. And then the OHA 4 removal would be a removal from Matrix 1 to Matrix 2 because it does name the Office of Hawaiian Affairs. Again, just to refresh trustees' memory, I had shared about a month ago, or nearly a month ago, some pretty grave concerns about our ability to carry this forward, both the fact that I don't feel like, given the plans that were put in place prior to me coming on, that we have either the people capacity or the fiscal capacity to carry it out in a way that I feel like is going to do justice both to this office and to our beneficiaries in rural communities. And so it's our recommendation that we remove it and that we move it to OHA 2. It is currently sitting Matrix 2. It's currently sitting on Matrix 1 with a position of comment, and I would support maintaining that similar position on Matrix 2 given previous conversations with the board. I'm happy to take any questions on either of the motions or either of the resolutions and provide more context as it makes sense.
Mahalo Kyoko. Members, any questions or comments? All right, seeing none. We have the motion up on the screen. RM Chair Wahe.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Madam Chair, I'd like to move to approve the removal of OHA 3 resolution related to Native Hawaiian individuals and families experiencing intellectual and developmental disabilities from OHA's 2024 legislative package and move to Matrix 3.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Any other questions or comments, members? Seeing none, can I please have a roll call vote, Nathan?
Trustee Akina,
Aye.
trustee Alapa,
Yes.
trustee Galutario,
Aye.
board chair Lindsay,
Yes.
trustee Souza,
Aye.
board vice chair Trask,
Aye.
trustee Waihee,
Yes.
chair Akaka.
Aye.
8 yes votes, motion passes.
Mahalo, Nathan. We now have the second motion up on the screen. RM Chair Wahe.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I'd like to also move to approve the removal of OHA 4 resolution related to rural resiliency strategies from OHA's 2024 legislative package and move to Matrix 2.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Any other questions or comments, members? Seeing none, Can I please have a roll call vote, Nathan?
Trustee Aquino,
Aye.
trustee Alapa,
Aye.
trustee Galutario,
Aye.
board chair Lindsay,
Aye.
trustee Souza,
Aye.
board vice chair Trask,
Aye.
trustee Wahehe,
Yes.
chair Akaka.
Aye.
8 yes votes, motion passes.
Mahalo, Nathan. We will now proceed on to Roman numeral number 3, unfinished business under section A. Nathan, are there any testifiers on this item?
Chair Akaka, there are no testifiers on this item.
Mahalo, I will now yield the floor back to Kyopu.
Mahalo, Chair. So we will jump into Matrix 1. I know we did have those motions to move, but I'll go over where we are with all of these resos. Just so folks are aware, I want to make sure the trustees know where we are on each of these. For items 1 and 2, which is the OHA 2, the cultural appropriateness reso, I did talk with Representative Tarnas, Chair Tarnas today. So they're looking to schedule that within the next week for its one and only hearing in the House that it needs. For items 3 through I believe it's 3 through 6. That is the IDD reso that will be moving to Matrix 3. The House has had its first hearing. That was a double referral. So it's had its first hearing. It passed out of its first hearing. And then the second, it will have its Senate hearing, which is a single hearing tomorrow. So we have submitted testimony for both of those in support. We were glad to see it passed last week out of its first committee in the House. And we are hoping that it'll also pass in the Senate as well. And if it passes in the Senate, then it will make the reso crossover deadline. And then the rural resilience have not yet received their hearings in the House Judiciary and Hawaiian Affairs Committee. So that if it gets scheduled, will be scheduled in the next week because of that deadline we were talking about. And that is it for the OHA package. I'm happy to take any questions.
Mahalo. Members, questions or comments? Okay, looks like there aren't any there. Kyopu, do you have any more to share on this?
Nope, thank you. We are not recommending any changes because it is our OHA package, so we're not recommending any changes to the positions.
Mahalo. Okay, then we'll move on now to the next item, Matrix 2. Nathan, are there any testifiers on this item?
Chair Akaka, there are no testifiers on this item.
Mahalo, I will yield the floor back to Kyopu.
Thank you, Chair. So again, this is there's not much change. I will say in between when we prepared the folder and now the items that pretty much all of the new items are no longer alive for the session. We are at the point in session, as we discussed last time, where a lot of things have perished. And so we are moving forward. There are, again, some of the crossover bills that ended in conference committee. So they still have some opportunity to move. So we'll continue to watch those. But otherwise, the only update for trustees this week is that pretty much all of the new bills that named OHA have died. And the task force I should say, I'm sorry, I forgot that one other thing was the items 1 and 2, that task force reso did get deferred by Water and Land. I forgot about that one. That happened earlier this week. So we are going to see pretty much everything grayed out the next time we have BAE. Happy to take any questions if anyone has, but no updates aside from letting you know that it's that time of session where the cards are falling and we're finding out which ones are going to move to the final hurdle of conference committee.
Mahalo. Members, any questions or comments? Okay. We'll move now to Matrix 3. Nathan, are there any testifiers on this item?
Chair Akaka, there are no testifiers on this item.
Mahalo. I'll now yield the floor back to Kyopu.
Great, thank you, Chair. So just, as I've been mentioning already, it is that time of session where things are starting to move. And things are starting to sort of fall by the wayside, if that's, the ultimate future that it has. But I will say that we have been able to get just a couple of updates on the resolutions. In the House version of the Baby Bonds Working Group, the House Committee did add the Office of Hawaiian Affairs to it. We are awaiting updates on the Sustainable Food Systems Working Group. We did ask for OHA to be added to that as well, and its hearing is later today. So we're hoping to be more involved in some of the planning efforts, both around baby bonds and the Sustainable Food Systems Working Group. Just sort of higher picture, there's the higher priority items such as the Kaiapuni Positions Bill, one of the bills on Kalaupapa. These are all sort of heading towards their final committee, either the Judiciary Committee or the Finance or Ways and Means committees. And so we're just continuing to watch and provide the kokua to community groups that have been the champions of them, to see where we can kokua moving them forward into that final committee. The good news is at least a couple of the burial sites working group bills are also moving and look like they either have gotten hearings in their final committee or they look like they will be getting hearings in their final committee. So that's some good news. The only change of position we'd like to put in front of the board is item 115, HB 2183. So we had previously had this as high monitor. This was among many of the bills that we had identified for possible support that helped essentially address what might be considered an epidemic of exploitation and sex trafficking for Native women, in particular Native Hawaiian women. And so we saw this Safe Harbors bill as a potential for basically strengthening the system to address and to provide the kokua and support that is needed to those who are exploited or trafficked. And so we had it on high monitor. This was not the bill we thought was going to get the most support, but we have seen it get a lot of traction this session, and we're very excited for that. And so we'd like to recommend, as we go into conference committee, that we change this from high monitor to support, so we can provide that support to the community groups and legislators who are championing this bill, since this is one of the only, I think there's only one or two other sex trafficking prevention bills or support bills that are out there still alive. So we'd like to be able to have that support so we can provide that kokua moving into conference committee. So that is the only recommendation for change of position. Again, that's item 115, HB 2183. And I'm happy to take any questions.
Mahalo Kyopu. Members, are there any questions or comments? Okay, seeing none. We have the motion up. Chair.
Madam Chair,
Or Chair Lindsay.
I move to approve administration's revisions on Matrix 3, 2024 OHA State Legislature Bill positions related to measures affecting Native Hawaiians dated March 20, 2024. Item 115, House Bill 2183, House Draft 1, Senate Draft 1, from high monitor to support.
Mahalo.
Second,
It's been moved and seconded for this.
Sorry,
motion.
Chair, one correction, March 27, sorry
Yes.
for the typo.
Thank you. It's been moved and seconded with the March 27, 2024 date. Any questions or comments, members? Seeing none, Nathan, can I please have a roll call vote?
Trustee Akina,
Aye.
Trustee Alapa,
aye.
Trustee Gualterio,
Aye.
Board Chair Lindsay,
Aye.
Trustee Souza,
Aye.
Board Vice Chair Trask,
Aye.
Trustee Waihe'e,
yes.
Chair Akaka.
Aye.
8 yes votes, motion passes.
Mahalo, Nathan. Mahalo, members. We will now proceed on to Roman numeral number 4 with announcements. Members, are there any announcements at this time? All right, seeing none. I will enter. Yes.
Stacy, would you explain to the trustees what the site visits are for. You
Yes, Chair.
didn't send a memo out to them, right?
Yeah, just I'll hold the date and then we did post it. What we'd like to do is take an opportunity to go out to Kahana and He'ia. These are identified state lands that are considered unused. And we would like to hear from Native Hawaiian communities who are currently really malamaing those spaces and getting a sense from them what their future plans are, what they see the uses of those community spaces, and how OHA may at some point be able to partner or collaborate with those Native Hawaiian communities on those lands. And so we're going to take some time to go and talk story with those communities.
Mahalo. Any other? Board Chair, did you?
No, except that we do have a press conference tomorrow at 12 and a BOT meeting in the morning at 10. And then after the press conference, we'll have a short lunch and then we'll go out to the site visits. Now, we're not going to meet with the communities tomorrow. We're going to look at the lands because we don't know what it looks like. So if we have ideas, then the board can talk story.
Priscilla.
Hi, thank you. Thank you, Chair. I'd like to know the appropriate dress for tomorrow out there. So after we have our luncheon and everything else, that we just change shorts, t-shirt, what are we looking at? Are we going to be walking in the mud or grass, whatever? I don't know.
Mahalo for the question, trustee. No, the attire that you wear to work will be appropriate. We'll be at the park, so we won't be doing anything strenuous or in the mud.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Mahalo.
I did bring jeans in case I didn't know either. But you can change your footwear and if you feel more comfortable with jeans, you can do that too after the press conference.
Can you refresh my memory? What is our press conference again for?
We're disbursing the $5 million for the Maui fire victims. We do have guests from Maui. Mayor Bisson will be here, as well as Archie Kalepa, and 2 families that were displaced by the fires.
All right, I will entertain a motion to adjourn this meeting.
So move.
Second.
Been moved and seconded. Any other comments, members? Seeing none, Nathan, can I please have a roll call vote to adjourn?
Trustee Aquina,
Aye.
Trustee Alapa,
Aye.
Trustee Galutario,
Aye.
Board Chair Lindsay,
Aye.
Trustee Souza,
Aye.
Board Vice Chair Trask,
Aye.
Trustee Waihe'e,
Yes.
Chair Akaka.
Aye.
8 yes votes, motion passes.
Mahalo, Nathan. The meeting is now adjourned. Mahalo, members, all in attendance and all live streaming. Ahui kako, alama pono. Aloha no.